You know, guys, there's nothing more disappointing than I take the time to give you my analysis, to chart everything. It pretty much plays out almost exactly as I said, but because the video, the title, and the description says pumping, people get all upset. It blows my mind. You know, these people, and not everyone, but some of you don't take the time to watch the video. You just read the title and the description, and you miss the entire point of the video, what I'm trying to show you. So I'm just going to recap this a bit. In the last video, I was telling you that it was very possible we could get a pump at this ring. We had our first point to get projected was 21,900. If we pushed above that point, I was just telling you, if we continued up, the absolute top would be 22,800. I never said we had to reach that point. What I did say is once we cross this ring, pivot ring, that we would come crashing down. I'll put a link up this video now if you want to check it out. And the reason that last video was titled pumping is because Bitcoin was pumping. This was August 26. I said, I am long from support, stop below. We were at support. We just come down to this ring. We're at support. It made sense we would get a pump. That's why the title of the video was called Bitcoin Pumping, because it was. And we pushed up from that point. You can see right here, this is where we all longed, all right? And this made sense. This was a pattern we ran: support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. You come up and you test it, you back test it as resistance, so you could have opened your short there. The point of the video was just telling you if this pump continued, this is the highest we would go. You need to understand that. I never said that we had to reach this target. I said if we got to that target, that'd be an ideal point to short. But again, this was your first point too short. You know, I just show you what's in the charts. The main thing was I told you, I said, pay attention to this ring. This was a point to get a move, and that is how it played out. We hit the ring, we pumped, we crossed the ring, we dumped. And I've been talking about this for quite a while. And I've got these vertical lines here. This has to do with the Fed chair. This was the earliest, the 16th, I think it's the 16th, 17th earliest I could find, talking about the date for the Jackson meeting with the Fed. And it took place on the 26th. I'm going to copy that blue fib circle and paste it in here, but I just want to show you. And by the way, if you've been following me, I was not bullish, guys. I've been telling you that if we pushed up, that's what I'm saying, this line here, this is where we shorted, you know, back at 58,000, 53,000, 40,000, and then we shorted again at 25K, and I was telling you this line is going to be the top. That's what I was preparing you. If prices started pushing up, people started getting bullish, I was just letting you know this would be an ideal point to short. No guarantee we go that high, but I was letting you know this is possibly a head and shoulders. Once we break the neckline, we have downside targets, and I was giving you downside targets, and I believe we are heading to these targets first. This is where you could catch a bounce, but it should only be scalp longs, guys. We have a lot more downside. So I was preparing you for what was coming, and this is what I want to point out. So, you know, the furthest back I could go, this was an article on August 17th about. This is about the Fed minutes. The next important insights into the current thoughts and plans of the Federal Reserve will come on Wednesday, August 18th, when the Federal Open Market Committee meeting minutes will be released. All right, so they were talking about the minutes. However, it will be later this month in the Jackson Hole, Wyoming Economics Symposium when we will gain fresh insights to the current thinking of the Federal Reserve. Right, so this is the furthest back I go where they were actually talking about the meeting in Jackson Hole. And right here, they didn't even have their dates right. This right here was on August 23rd. And they were talking about releasing it on the 27th, and then it became the 26th, and they're talking about the 28th. So again, we didn't know the exact day, up until a certain point when they were going to be doing this. But I would like to point out, guys, just like I showed you, like right here, something major happened on the 26th, right? And it was because of the Fed meeting. I'd like to point out, guys, this ring right here, this ring on this A1 chart, this ring has been here way back since the beginning of July. I published 2 charts with this ring. This was on August 6th. And this is where I was telling people, look, when we get to this ring, it's possible we could get a pump. When we cross it, we could get a dump. All right, this is August 6th, and you can see how this played out. we pumped, so you knew exactly when to long. As we were riding up the ring, you would be long, and as soon as you cross it, you would short. We came down to support. That's how I knew that something was going to happen with this ring. I can play it out. Look, this ring was here before we knew about the the meeting in Jackson Hole with the Fed. But look what happened. We hit this ring and we dropped. This was a more recent, this was published on August 25th, just showing you, look, we were in this rising wedge. We were coming right up to this point, so there's going to be a lot of volatility. Regardless of the Fed meeting, I knew something would happen because of the ring, and that's the point of these rings, guys. The rings actually give you timing for big moves. That's the advantage we get because we know something major is going to happen here. We hit this ring this year way before the announcement of that Fed meeting. And you can see what happened. We hit this ring and bam, down we came. And I told people in Twitter and Discord, if you want to do a little scalp long here, you can. We pushed up a bit and then we broke it. And let me go back and copy this ring just to show you what I'm talking about. So let me go to this chart here. And I'm going to take this ring, right? I'm just going to copy it. Copy this blue ring. Copy and paste it over this M1 chart. And you can see how well that pivot ring played out. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, right here, we wrote up it as resistance, right? And right here, you see, same thing. We wrote it up as resistance. We pushed up a bit. When we got to this ring, we did get a pump. Look at this pivot, guys. Again, this ring was here way before, the announcement of the Fed meeting. And you can clearly see what happened. I told you when we dropped, we'd find support around 21K. We did. We just bounced and bounced and bounced, just consolidated until we hit this ring that was already here. And once we crossed it, we got a drop. So again, I'm just showing you this method of charting. If you pay attention to what I'm saying and you listen to my analysis and don't just read the thumbnails and the titles, I'm trying to help you know what's going to happen and prepare you for the next trade. So let me go on, guys. I do believe we have a lot more downside. And just like previous videos where people said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I know pretty soon I'm going to be making, I have published versions of this chart. This is the P1 chart. And I'm telling you, the bottom is right here. When we hit this red line, this is going to be the bottom. This is where I'm going to buy and hodl. And people say it's never going to happen. We're never going to drop that low. Well, pretty soon I'll be making another video showing just like I did on that published chart for that ring, showing you when I buy at this damn red line where it will be the bottom, even though people think there's no way we're going to drop that low. The bottom's already in. Guys, things are really bad right now. You got quantitative tightening. The housing market is crashing. They're raising interest rates. You've got a lot of stuff going on. There's no reason to be bullish. And I took the time to chart this, and I'm telling you, this is the bottom. When we make contact with this red line, I am going all in. That pretty much covers it, guys. Just wanted to cover that blue ring that I've been talking about for quite a while. If you do want to get a leverage trading, guys, I use BitGet. My affiliate link's pinned down first comment description. I did do a video showing you how to do leverage trading, how to do a long, how to do a short, how to set a stop loss to protect yourself, and I showed you how to get this chart. This is the actual chart. This is the ring I was talking about. I showed you how to get all of these elements into BitGet to trade. So you could have had this point and known to pay attention to this. But I'll put a link up to that video now if you want to check it out. Again, I explained how to get all these elements into BitGet to trade. And I show you how to set up a long and a short. And guys, if you do want to sign up, the website's opt.crypto.com. Link will be pinned in the first comment description. $49 a month, get access to Bitcoin charts, altcoin charts, metals, Discord, and Twitter. But that's it, guys. Just remember, as I mentioned with that head and shoulders, your first downside target is to watch 17,600 to 16,543, which is right where the 300-week moving average is. It's possible you can come back and test this as resistance and then get rejected. And the P1 chart, guys, if you have access, if you start seeing us just start crashing, all right, load up the P1 chart because this is where I'm buying. This is where I'm going all in to hodl. All right, guys, trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.